Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. Wife is now requesting alimony, but I'm unemployed. My wife for months has agreed she doesn't want alimony, but after a disagreement she's going all out because she's spiteful. So I'm wondering, since I'm unemployed and have been caring for our kid full-time since we separated 3 months ago, will she be awarded maintenance? I was working full-time while she was sahm during our 5-year marriage. I was with a divorce lawyer and he was investigating a man who just lost his job. They contacted the work and found out he quit, and the lawyer was so duck and happy yelling, "We got him." So it depends what your earning capacity is and why you are not working. Apparently many people leave or intentionally get fired from work as they think they don't have to pay child support, etc. Texan here. Wife just got a big 6-figure job for the first time and I've only worked part-time barely since our son was born. I've been the stay-at-home dad and now she wants 50-50 and for us to separate finances. I was blindsided by her affair and intent to kick me to the curb and start dating a fellow 6-figure co-worker. Considering lawyering up and asking for help because she's paid all the bills last couple years while I maintained the household / done the bulk of childcare. Any input greatly appreciated. Get an attorney and don't say anything to stbxw. Lawyer up. Approach this as a fight for your life. What happens in your divorce sets you up for the rest of your life. Get child support and get alimony if you are entitled to it. Document that you are the one doing most of the childcare, doctor visits, etc. You're considering? Dude. What the hell? I would recommend you talk to a really good lawyer for like an hour or 2. Or even 5, have him draw up a plan of attack or defense or both. Cost you maybe 3 to 4 grand. Then you hire a lawyer with significantly low fees who's out there to make a name. Share your plan of attack. I think you would be done in 10k max, your spouse would be paying for the lawyer and you'll really win out. Let's just say I am incredibly familiar with the process and can't say more. You needed an attorney yesterday. We can tell you the obvious of not moving out. Keep doing what you're doing. But really you need to go on the offensive. Many of us on here have been on the other side of your situation, making big dollars, with the woman still the one cheating and they try to rake us over the coals. Get what you deserve. You were comfortable letting her be the provider. That's why she cheated. At some point, every wife is gonna ask themselves, is this the best I can do? She had better options so she took it. PFFTT. That's simply not true. It is. Hypergamy at its finest. You're getting the concept wrong. 5 years isn't a long time. They will look at potential to earn, imputed income, and also the reason why you are unemployed. She's also working now, so she has shown an ability to earn, so that will be weighed. Alimony is to help them get on their feet, not provide an income stream for life. I doubt she will be awarded maintenance if you're unemployed and you have the kids, but who knows? The divorce courts are a dumpster fire for men these days. Don't roll the dice on internet advice. Get a lawyer. I've got one, but this just happened today, so I'm just wondering what to expect. Earnings history and potential matter. Most times this is negotiated outside of a courtroom, as it's a real roll of the dice once you get in front of a judge. I've heard, via a men's group, cases where it's gone dramatically and expectedly one way or another. The benefit of negotiating this topic is control. You don't have to roll the dice. Of course, if you're likely not to regain employment and or don't have a dramatically better earning potential, stalling and going to court may work in your favor. Or you may lose even more by stalling. A lawyer can certainly fight and drag it out for a long time. But then you're paying the lawyer without guarantee of outcome. If you're doing the child care and she's working, if anything, you may be the one entitled to the spousal support. While state laws vary, she won't be awarded anything. Assuming she works, you should be getting the alimony, depending on your state. Alimony is based on need, not want. Story follows. My stbxw wanted alimony that was more than half my salary, as she's voluntarily unemployed, no kids. She can ask for whatever she wants. In Florida, that has basic no-fault guidelines, meaning none. The judge looks at my income and actual expenses, her actual expenses and her potential income, impeded income. Basically a vocational advisor, that is court-ordered and I pay for, determines what her salary would be if working by getting a true and accurate version of her resume and shopping it around. He's not looking for a job for her, but what salary could be expected. No Bureau of Labor Statistics numbers, but real numbers. That amount is deducted from what the judge thinks she is entitled to, not what she asked for. While she's also entitled to lifetime alimony due to the length of the marriage, Florida, it's heading for 1 year of bridge alimony at a high rate then nothing. She has a year to find a job. If she doesn't, it's on her. If she does in 3 months and can be financially independent, I can go to court to have the bridge alimony ended. If she gets a job but still needs financial help, she can go to court and ask for lifetime alimony to make up the difference. When I retire and can't afford the alimony, I can go to court to have the alimony lowered or ended. Not likely with a 5-year marriage. This is a question for your lawyer. Not much will happen emo, you're not working and are caring for your child. But get a lawyer involved if you can afford it. Should I put out my stbxw? Custody woes. Advice. Hey all. In the divorce process 4 months out. The divorce process has been so up and down. In the beginning I was trying to be as civil as possible and so was she. Then I found out about her affair with our mutual friends and she filed a false EPO on me, so shit hit the fan. Now we're in a custody battle over our kid. I wanted her to have supervised visitation only due to her mental illness which she agreed to, then she backed out of. Now I'm just trying to make sure she doesn't move my kid in with her APs, which she has said multiple times she wants to do. We currently have split custody, but I get 4 days a week to her 3, and it's stated in the temporary agreement that she can't take our kid around her partners which are specifically named and she has to reside at her family member's home and not the APs. So, it's pretty favorable to me and I can live with it. However, it's only temporary. I'm afraid once the divorce finalizes and we get a final custody agreement, they will say well she's done fine with her side of the agreement so we will take these restrictions off, and then of course first thing she will do is move our kid in with her APs. She went full on damage control / fighting dirty mode when we took it to court. She's putting on the best mom ever face for 3 days to save face, then living with her tuck buddy APs the other 4 when she doesn't have our kid. My lawyer told me it's best to save the ammo for the main battle which is the divorce finalization, so we did not fight in court for the temporary agreement, we just both agreed to sign with the stipulation that she can't take our kid around APs. So, I've been biting my tongue for months, and now she has our kid 3 days a week. It kills me how she's putting on the best mom ever face 3 days a week then ducks around with her APs the other 4 while everyone thinks she's a struggling single mom trying her best. People who are close to me and my family know the situation, but her family and friends only know her side, the fake side. I want so badly to let everyone know the truth about how she broke apart our family to move in with her 2 APs. I want everyone to know how she said she didn't want our son. But I don't know the best way to do it, and also I'm afraid it will bite me in court. Is there any chance it could hurt me in court to be broadcasting the truth about what happened? Should I / is it worth it? Edit, BTW I have proof of her admitting to cheating for any doubters. Listen to your lawyer's advice. Do this here. You only listen to your lawyer. Not a buddy. Not your heart or head. Only the lawyer. Listen to your attorney until it's over, then blast away. After it was over, I told everyone including the paperboy. I kept all my evidence and used it after everything was finished. I didn't want the judge to think anything but the best for me. Then I went nuclear. I sent copies of everything including texts, pictures, surveillance videos, notes she left etc. to all her friends and family. In the end she called me screaming that I ruined her life because nobody liked her anymore. Again. Listen to your lawyer. This. Are you reading this up? Do this. Well played, celebratory gesture, celebratory gesture, celebratory gesture. After divorce is finalized, go nuts. If you are newly separated, please heed this advice. 4 months out, here are my biggest regrets and the best things I've learned. Hello, if you are newly separated, I highly suggest you heed this advice. When my wife dropped the bomb that she didn't love me anymore and couldn't be a mom anymore 4 months ago, I was absolutely devastated, and I'm still dealing with the mental injuries. After 9 years together and having a kid together, I never saw it coming. You may be like I was, reading divorce subs and having 1,000 epiphanies a minute about your relationship, but not taking it into action. I had all the knowledge to minimize the damage of this traumatic divorce, but I did not put it into use, because I felt like my relationship was different. I thought my wife could never do the things I was reading about. Well, I was damn wrong, and I hope you don't make the dozens of mistakes I have during the divorce process. Before we begin, let me say of course I am no relationship expert and I am far from perfect, but I've made 1,000 mistakes and from that I've learned a lot. I am going to share it with you in hopes you don't make the same mistakes. These are of course just my opinions. Good luck. First, let me explain the concept of the unicorn. The unicorn is the woman who simply realizes after many years of marriage that she and her husband are just not a good match, they both have changed, and that she wants to end her marriage in a way that is least hurtful to her partner while she pursues life as a responsible single woman. Unicorns exist, but your wife is not a unicorn. Do not let her fool you into thinking she's a damn unicorn. Lesson number 1, if she says she's fallen out of love with you, she has met someone who she is interested in enough to end her marriage over them. Yes, even though she says she just wants to be single. Don't blame yourself, she is employing the grass is always greener on the other side fallacy. The sooner you accept this, the less it will sting when you discover her new partner/fling. The best quote I've read regarding monkey branching is one day she will have the same resentment towards him that she had for you, no exception. He will fart, and she will groan. Lesson number 2, once you're separated, her gloves are off. Get your umbrella because it's raining lies. She will lie without remorse, take everything she says with a grain of salt. In fact, the best thing you can do is limit contact with her as much as possible. The best way to handle a lie is to not hear it at all. She is not your friend or confidant anymore, the sooner you accept that the better. Lesson number 3, document everything. Record every voice chat/phone call, take pictures/video of every item taken out of the house, and get security cameras. I don't care if she is the sweetest angel and is ready to sign every divorce agreement, remember number 2. Prepare yourself for the possibility of court no matter how confident you are that you won't end up there. Lesson number 4, do not play the pick-me dance, it has worked for exactly 0 people. If you want to reconcile, offer marriage counseling, have a discussion with her, etc. whatever feels most applicable to you in your situation. If those do not work the first time, let her go. Don't break down to her, don't try to manipulate her, the best thing you can do is let her go. Love is given, not negotiated. Never forget this, the harder you pursue her, the faster she will run away. Lesson number 5, lawyer up, now. Even if you believe your divorce will be amicable, having a lawyer to make sure everything is filed properly is a must. Getting it done as quickly and favorably as possible is key. Thanks for reading, and I hope these lessons will help you make the best of your separation. All things get better with time, best of luck. In my personal experience, number 4, the pick-me dance, was the most self-deprecating and humiliating thing I ever did, and ever will do. My ex helped me cut that shit out by inviting the other dude into our house and bedroom while I was at work, where I caught both of them and summarily ended the pick-me dance and started divorce proceedings. If you're reading this post, for the love of God, when your wife cheats on you in any capacity, just walk the hell away and maintain your dignity and self-respect. Going through my own experiences and reading every story on this sub has made me realize that if I ever even get into another relationship again, one of my hands will always hover over the ejection button, and that button will be pressed at the slightest hint of foul play. Another marriage is off the table for me, and I hope I can convince my friends to be wise. My ex helped me cut that shit out by inviting the other dude into our house and bedroom while I was at work, where I caught both of them and summarily ended the pick-me dance and started divorce proceedings. Like the great poet Christopher Morris Brown said, "These hoes ain't loyal." Chris Brown, oh my god. I'm dead. One of my hands will always hover over the ejection button, and that button will be pressed at the slightest hint of foul play. This is really what gives the man power in any relationship. Unfortunately, many of us put off hundreds of red flags during our marriage so we can save our relationship. Sounds like how my ex-wife decided after I got her through a decade of college, to cheat on me exactly 2 weeks after her graduation. She has also all but abandoned our children. Ever see a 22-year-old man cry because he doesn't understand why mom no longer loves him? Or my 14-year-old daughter with the same anguish. You know what, I got lucky. She showed her true colors after 25 years together and has allowed me to fly free with our kids, while she's dating boys 18 years her junior. Marriage that ends with the wife not loving you? Almost never come back together. Be strong and move on fast. And when you're broken up, she is no longer your friend or responsibility. Don't help her. Mine called me 4 months after the divorce, to ask me to come out on the highway and change her flat. LOL, I just laughed and told her to get her child boyfriend to do it and to never call again, unless it was about the children. And for heaven's sake, find yourself again. The old me came walking through the door really quick. Smart guy, he's learned a lot. There are good women out there, just not the ones we picked out. You forgot the biggest piece of advice. If you haven't yet, don't ever get married. Wish I could upvote this 5,000 times. This sub should be required reading before the state grants you a license. And a special advanced class for those that do it a little bit later and have accumulated assets prior to getting married. That's a special kind of no grease but duckin'. I've fully taken that advice. I'm getting better at regulating the negative emotions. Now I want to know how to get them out of my thoughts entirely. Need support. Hey all. Long story short, my wife cheated with a married couple we were friends with, both of them, and is now in a relationship with both of them. It was horribly traumatic for me because I had always worried about them, and her cheating with them was my worst nightmare. She knew this, and turns out she and the two friends were all three capable and willing of inflicting that nightmare on me. It was a three-pronged betrayal involving so many lies and gaslighting from all three. We're 5 months separated. I'm minimal contact because we have a kid together. She's not completely out of my life because we're still sorting out custody, which is favored towards me ATM. So ever since I discovered the affair, I've been struggling unlike ever before, having mental health issues where before I had none. I'm convinced I have full-blown PTSD from this, but I've come to accept that, and I'm working to regulate my emotions and thoughts when I get triggered. These are my main triggers and something ticks them every day. Disclaimer: I have nothing against gay people or poly people. Three-way couples with two women. People who look like either of the APs. Cars that look like the APs. Certain music I associate with them. Certain parts of my home, parts the AP was hired to remodel. There are others, but those are the main ones / most common ones. So when I'm triggered, I am immediately flooded with images of them together having sex / kissing / cuddling, etc., and I become overcome with a deep intense anger. Then it's like I have to talk myself down, rehashing every horrible thing and lie she's done to me and convince myself she will do it to them one day. Then I have to rehash how I'm doing the things I like and how I will find someone to love and fulfill my sexual needs with. By the end I'm okay again, but it is so emotionally draining and I feel like I have no energy afterward. I usually just want to sit around or nap afterward. If I can't, it's really rough to continue whatever I'm working on. I fear I will never get over these triggers and that I will be giving myself an emotionally draining talk down multiple times every single day for the rest of my life. It just seems like there's no way to avoid it. I mean, how can I see a three-way couple and not immediately think of them? How can I see people who look like them and not be reminded? It's such a pain to me on a daily basis, and there are so many things that remind me of them because the APs were a big part of our lives as our friends while we were together. Does anyone have some advice to finally be rid of these emotional energy vampires that haunt my mind? Time and changing your life. My ex cheated on me with a couple we hung out with. While she never was with the woman found out and all three kept it from me. And my ex continued to sleep with him. Give a guess what I did? I took her back. 13 years later she cheated again and she's gone. She married that guy. So it's been about 6 years since she left. I still own the house that we bought together. And I lived there. I've moved all the furniture around or changed to new furniture. I painted the walls whatever I wanted to paint. I was left with 2 vehicles while she took the rest. Those vehicles have been sold and replaced by better vehicles. While I still have a lot that does trigger me to remember her, I just try to make myself the man I want to be instead of the man that I had to be. I know how it hurts because I was with my ex for over 25 years. I've sold stuff that was hers and I sold stuff that was ours. And I've replaced it with my stuff. Good luck on your journey. And just remember, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. This man offers some great advice. Remove her from your home completely. It can be expensive to replace furniture, so start by rearranging furniture. Switch rooms around. The parlor became my home office. The sewing room became a gaming room. You get the picture? Put your stamp on everything. There is no easy answer. Time, therapy, crying, working out, more time and therapy. You have to allow yourself to work through the trauma but not allow the emotions to take over. It's far easier said than done. Lots of good meditation and mindfulness about processing the emotions and attachments. Stay strong and just know that you will get better. You will find better days ahead. Right now focus on you and your mental and physical health. Have you considered EMDR? It can help change your association with the mind movies. I'm going through the same thing right now, triggers leading to panic attacks, so I don't have the answer you're looking for. I wish I knew myself. But I'm wondering if you're going to individual therapy. That has been most helpful for me. Everything is going well on paper, yet I still feel so empty. Need support. I'm 5 months separated. I discovered stbxw was cheating 1 month after we separated. Till that point I begged and pleaded, playing the pick-me dance. She was horrifyingly cruel during that time. Then I discovered the affair that had been going on with mutual friends of ours, and I plummeted into the worst anger and depression I'd ever felt by far. I developed panic attacks for the first time in my life. I am emotionally triggered every day by something, having mental flashbacks and mind movies of them together, which causes my stomach to drop and my energy to drain. I'm working a new fantastic job that pays more than I've ever been paid before. On top of losing a cheating mouth to feed, I've got no money worries at all. I've been talking to women and had better success than I would have expected considering I'm out of shape right now. I've got majority custody of my son and a loving close family who helps me when I need it, and will likely get more custody of him soon. But still, I am not happy. It all feels so meaningless without her. I don't want her back. I want the idea of her I crafted in my head back. The true her is an evil, lying and manipulative user, but the fake side she showed me and everyone else is so sweet and loving. I just want to be happy again, but even though my life is great on paper I still feel so empty and emotionally volatile. I would never take her back, yet I can't get her out of my head. I miss having someone to hold at night and talk about all my problems with. I miss coming home from work and seeing her play with our son, instead of coming home to an empty house. I miss having someone to go on walks with and park dates. I miss having someone I can connect with sexually on such a deep level. All those things were taken from me at the same time, by the very person I trusted would never hurt me. I'm doing everything I know to do. I am successful by the metrics of everyone in my life, but in my mind and heart I am an empty failure. I'm so sorry you're going through all this. I would imagine that you're a kind person to those you meet. Maybe be that kind to yourself? Give yourself the time you need to grieve for the loss of this. Check his history. He drove his wife to try and commit suicide after he ignored her pleads. You're no failure. Don't let yourself believe that, please. It seems like you're in the healing phase. Trust this, the healing never goes as fast as we'd like. The fact that you're doing better in life and you know you miss the idea of her and not her shows that you're healing. It's gonna suck for a while, and that's okay. Just please show yourself some patience, something no one ever wants to hear, but that's how this works. You got this. Your life and routine got flipped upside down. Your reality has changed. The beautiful person mask finally fell off your stbxw when the devil horns could no longer be hidden by the mask and the strings broke, exposing the pretender you dedicated your life to. You sir are broken-hearted, but not the one who is broken. The manipulation and pain she put you through is because she is a broken individual who has to pretend to be someone else just to be loved. You should grieve the loss of the woman you thought you married, but understand she is not and may never have been the woman you fell in love with. I was where you are with my first wife. She was an adulterer, too. It didn't take much to convince her to give me custody of our toddler when we separated. I did the pick-me dance, too. I was in my mid-20s with low self-esteem and didn't know any better that all I did was show her how weak and desperate I was. Then I stood up for myself. Took control of my life. Focused on being a better version of myself and making my child my priority. Let me tell you, I still ran into mostly toxic broken women after my divorce. Any woman I got seriously involved with for the next few years after I divorced either cheated on me or left me for someone else, and the bittersweet part was that many tried to come back. I then learned to just say no. I eventually got with my current/2nd wife after I stopped trying so hard to find another partner. She is not just my wife, but she is my best friend, lover, my rock, my lighthouse in the storm of 16 years and going. Communication, quality time spent together, couples workshops and counseling to keep our marriage in check, and spoken boundaries/expectations has gotten us through difficult times. You will heal in due time, and there's a lighthouse out there for you. Give it time. This was an inspirational man and so accurate. Thank you for this. No problem. I really hope it helps. How broken is she to sacrifice custody of her child for some unfulfilling relationship? She is so broken, it shocks anyone I tell the story to. But I really centered my life around her. Her broken parts would show here and there, but I always just addressed them and then moved on, not realizing a normal relationship shouldn't be constantly fighting against your partner's crazy fits. Just when I thought everything was going good, she'd start some kind of other drama, rinse and repeat. I see that in retrospect. She went off the deep end before we separated, now she's off her rocker crazy with no regard for anyone but herself. You are not a failure. This is a time to be kinder to yourself and practice forgiveness. When I mean forgiveness, I mean forgiving yourself for any questions you have about your part in the failed marriage. Forgive yourself if you ever put blame on yourself for your ex cheating on you. My ex-husband had pulled away from me and then demanded space. He walked out on me and honestly I went into such a shock I had to be sedated from the panic attacks I was having. I couldn't close my eyes without replaying visions of my life with him. I just couldn't imagine not being with him. That was the beginning of the end, and soon I found out he was draining my account, since he really wasn't making any money since he quit his stable job when we got married without telling me. Then I discovered that he was using my money on one particular mutual friend who he was having an affair with. They posted their relationship all over social media while I was falling apart. My world shattered and I questioned everything. Why was I not good enough? What did I do wrong? What could I have done differently? The answer to all of that was I was too good. I didn't do anything wrong other than love him and support him, and there was nothing I could have done differently. With his infidelity, I filed for divorce. There was no coming back to that relationship. I gave myself a makeover and really started investing in me again. I was dating around, I was being asked out a lot, and surprisingly, a lot of our mutual friends started telling me that they had crushes on me, and now that I was available they wanted to shoot their shot. I didn't want to complicate things, so I declined all those forward advances and cut communication with everyone connected with my ex. A year and a half after all of that mess, he started crawling back to me. But I shut it down, reminding myself of the hell he put me through. I made some questionable choices after him, so I stopped dating and meeting new people, sought therapy and worked heavily on myself. That mountain of emotion might seem steep to you now. I always cried and asked if I could just fast forward through all the pain, but I'm glad I couldn't. Because each step forward is a step towards finding your strength. That was 10 years ago. I'm now happily married to the love of my life, and I couldn't have gotten there without all the baby steps I had to take all those years ago. Try to be gentle if you can. If possible, seek some professional help to sort things out. Dating new people might not help in the long run because you'll still have questions about your role in any of those relationships. There is no rush to your healing. I had 3 close friends that I reached out to. One who would distract me with random road trips and lots of laughter. One who let me call her at 3 in the morning crying myself to sleep. And the third to tell me how it was without being crass about my situation. If you have anybody like that, it's time to lean on them. That emptiness won't last forever. Start an exercise program. It doesn't have to be elaborate. Set up some simple equipment in your home and get yourself free weight barbell sets, 1 for each hand. Start at £10 per hand, and work up by £5 per hand. Once you master a weight, go to 15 per hand once you are comfortable with many reps at 10 per hand. Keep working up on the weight until you can do a large weight per hand. The fake wife was not real. The asshole wife and cheater was. You are having dating success. Focus on finding a woman who is truly what you see in her and is loyal. It's not your fault she made those decisions. What you miss never existed. You feel empty now. It won't last. You have majority custody of your son. Many more in your place do not. You are far from being the failure you believe yourself to be. That is just the lingering hold of her manipulations you feel. She took the time to study you, as all such individuals do. They learn your wants and interests to mimic them and forge a close bond. She was cruel because she thrived on your misery, and was in control of it. Now she no longer has any control. The more you are indifferent, the more you freeze her out of your life, the more she will hurt and act out. She will try to get a reaction from you. Get in shape and look after your son. Build a new future for you both and leave her behind. Whatever happiness she has or professes is just theater. She isn't capable of experiencing it, much less recognizing it when she has it. If she ever mentions how happy she is, it is to make you miserable. Indifference is your weapon. May I suggest therapy? I can tell you it is helping me. I'm already getting it, but it hasn't helped much. I've switched therapists, but it's still I'm sorry. I hope the new therapist makes a difference. You will heal. And one day you'll see her and feel absolutely nothing. We're rooting for you. Grieving helps you. This will allow you to get centered. Sorry for your loss. Just remember that which you miss the most was only a facade. Reality is what's taking place right now. You appear to be on the right track, doesn't mean it will be an easy road. Mourn for your loss, as you hit those lows, knowing that is where our Maker dwells. These events are life-changing as they awaken us to what's real. You'll be okay. Love your family, heal and see what our Maker has in store for you. Peace to you. This feeling you have I have them all, so I know she is not that person I thought or still want, she not even close, but I still want the person I thought she was. I haven't been able to shake it, I think I have, and it creeps back in. Sorry, I hope you get past this as I hope that I will. I wish you good luck, it seems you are on your way to a better life. I am so sorry you are going through this, you deserve better than what you had. I've been with the narc for 34 years, I am sure he was a serial cheater, and I became somehow addicted and compulsive to thinking about the person he could be, and I am still doing it though we are separated and headed for divorce. I will say I've only been separated for about 2.5 months, between the sadness, anger, and the void of emptiness. There are some good times, like maybe 10% of the time I feel good, joyful, hopeful. I am hoping it will increase over time, and counseling and a divorce group and journaling seem to help some. I have also recognized that even if the longing stays with me forever, it surely will fade. I and my daughters are so much better off without him. It sounds like you are in the same boat. We will get through this. You are missing a fantasy op. She never was the woman that you thought she was. It's a bit like unwittingly having a fake copy of a fabulously expensive watch. Before you discover that it's fake, it tells good time and looks great. The very minute that you find out it's fake, you just can't bring yourself to look at it. Because every glance reaffirms the fact that you were duped. Makes you feel like a failure. We all need someone to go on dates with. Someone to share our successes. But it has to be someone who is not shagging a close friend and spends hours texting them. Put her firmly in your rear view mirror op. Don't look back. There is nothing there for you. You have done fantastically well in everything but ridding yourself of her spectre. Get this done and you really will be a free man. Good luck. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.